Welcome to The Right Reasons. I'm Juliet Littman.
Yes.
I'm here with David Jacoby, my co-host.
Yes. This is the best podcast we do of the year.
It's the most magical time of the year, and it's not because it's Christmas.
No.
Because this week we are breaking down the Bachelor babe bios. We're going in deep on all 30 girls, no taste test,
No
all
puns
Bachelor.
intended. We're doing it. I get really excited for this one in particular.
Me too. I'm just loving it. So a couple of things you want to mention up top.
Yeah, we've got some house cleaning to do. Just to let you know the rules, the boundaries at which that we will cross.
Number one, you might want to watch us on on YouTube, because we're going to have slides showing the girls as we talk about them.
Shout out to Carlos for making the slides.
Yeah, thank you, Carlos. So that's number one. Go to youtube.com/GrantlandPodcasts. Number two, there's 30 girls to get through, and we're trying to keep this 60 minutes or less. So each girl is getting 90 seconds.
Yep.
If she's a snooze, we'll just move on. And seconds roll over like cell phone minutes. So we can give those seconds to
another thing
girl.
we need to be clear is we don't know anything about these people besides what has been placed on abc.com. We didn't go Reality Steve. We didn't Google anything. And I want to make that clear because I think that entitles us to be as shallow and catty as we can. It's like, I don't know you. It's just like I walked by you on the street. I'm going to say some stuff about you.
I don't know you. All I have is this very select information, and we have to go with what we've got.
And even with such a small sample set of information about these people, they still come off so weird.
There's still so much to talk about.
Now, we've got 90 seconds of pop.
Yes.
Now, again, we will elect to end early and then carry over those seconds.
Exactly. If you're a snooze, we're calling you out.
Yeah, if your name is Ashley Z and we've already done 4 Ashleys and you're not doing anything for us, then we will save you for when we get to Tara, because we're going to spend at least 3 minutes on Tara.
Oh my God, Tara. We're coming for you.
Tara? I'm going to go Tara.
My best friend from college is named Tara, so...
Yeah, Tara.
Shout out to you, Tara.
Tara Dice.
Tara Dice. Tara.
I'm a little nervous all of a sudden.
Tara
I was excited a second ago. Now I got nervous. I hyped it up too much.
I'm so ready. Let's do it. Joe, hit the clock and let's go with Alyssa.
No, we're starting with Chris.
Oh, we are?
I think, we have to start with, the farmer Chris for people that aren't familiar. You were so excited to make fun of these women that you just didn't even want to bother.
Also, the number one snooze on the show is Chris.
No, I've been a fan of Chris for a long time.
All right, convince me.
I'll tell you what.
Chris.
He's a handsome fella, first of all. That's a good-looking dude who works with his hands. He's leaning over a rustic fence right there. He's got 3 layers on, all of which are perfect.
You say that he works with his hands because he's a farmer, but maybe he's an industrial farmer and he's drives a tractor and sits in an office. We don't actually know.
That's working with their hands. Everyone listening to this is at their cubicle, working an Excel spreadsheet. They're us. They're bloggers.
Fair enough.
I mean? This is ridiculous. That guy works with his hands. He's out in the field.
Okay.
He owns 100 acres.
Sure. Okay. What else? He's got a cool family.
He wasn't afraid to mix it up a little bit last season. He doesn't shy away from confrontation. If he feels a certain way about something, he voices it, which is good for the Bachelors. Not an attribute we've had for about 8 seasons.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. So hopefully there'll be an interesting one. He had a cool family, if you recall. Mm-hmm. They came over.
They're casual, lax.
Yeah,
had some fun. Play hide and seek every night, which was the weirdest thing I've ever heard of in my life. After dinner, they play hide and seek every night. I'm calling bullshit on that.
Hide and seek is definitely not the game I'd go for, but I like games.
I know you like games, but still, it's so much work. It's going outside and running. What if a 10-year-old goes half a mile down the road? You have to look around.
No,
I think it's a good way to lose a kid.
Also,
right there.
hide and seek's not fun. If you're hiding, what do you just alone?
Sit there.
It's
if you're good at the game, you have no fun.
Right. And if you're not good at the game, then you must be mentally, I don't know, you're just not good at hide and seek. Okay. I just want to get to the girls. I don't care about Chris.
I know you don't.
First Alyssa! Okay, here we go. Right. She's 24. She's a flight attendant from Hamilton, New Jersey. She's 5'4". Mm-hmm. Asked, if you won the lottery, what would you do with your winnings?
That's exactly where I was going to.
She said, adopt dogs and charter a jet for my friends and family to fly around Europe with unlimited champagne and a hot air balloon ride over Greece.
A couple things about that. One, Jalen Rose would love to join you. Champagne and campaign.
Who wouldn't love to join
How do you fit unlimited champagne in a hot air balloon? I don't feel like drinking and hot air ballooning should really mix.
You kind of
unless
need
it's just one glass of wine.
You need a drone to come with you to
carry
the champagne. Yeah. Also, that's a very specific dream.
Here's the thing: if you win the lottery, the first thing that she wrote was the first 2 words she wrote.
Adopt dogs.
You can adopt dogs right now. How expensive is dog food?
That's a great.
Seriously, if I won the lottery, oh my God, I'm finally gonna adopt those dogs I wanted.
That's a really good point. I didn't think about that.
What are you even talking about? And her greatest achievement to date, getting my yoga certification because I've been able to inspire others and do yoga and become instructors! Exclamation point. There's 4 syntax errors, 3 grammar problems. And also, I was able to inspire others to do yoga
I don't believe that. Like, was she like who did she inspire? Like the people in her class,
Is she
or
on the corner like preaching the yoga gospel?
I don't know. She's also like, is she on the plane doing yoga? I don't know. Moving on.
Gotta move on.
So long, Alyssa. Next we have Amanda. She's 24,
Amanda.
a ballet teacher from Lake in the Hills, Illinois. She has 2 tattoos, and her biggest date fear: not having chemistry with someone.
Okay, I'm digging in on that one.
Okay, good. I want to talk about it too.
This woman clearly either doesn't know what the word fear means,
Okay.
has never been on a date, or doesn't know what chemistry means. Because not having chemistry with someone is what dating is.
I'm going to say, like, how can you go on any date
Yeah,
if that's your
exactly.
fear? Like, the odds are you actually aren't going to have chemistry. You have less chemistry. You have fewer people you have chemistry with.
What's the Juliet Littman dating model, please?
I'd rather have horror stories than 0 stories.
Exactly.
So, yeah, she's got to get in the mix. Like, you just...
gotta get out. You're not gonna have chemistry with everyone.
And then if you don't have chemistry, you have a good story. So that's
What
fine.
was that stupid show I was watching on E where they dated people, or Bravo, where it was like dating single or whatever?
The Singles Project.
Yeah, the Singles Project. All they did was go on dates without chemistry.
I know.
I didn't see a single couple that had chemistry in that whole show.
Oh, I want to talk about her shirt for a second. This reminds me of a shirt. It's like a navy kind of like cowl neck tank top. This reminds me of a shirt I would have had in 8th grade and like worn to the 8th grade dance.
While we're doing appearance, I just want you to notice how many women have curly, nipple-length curls that are like waves that are fashioned exactly like that.
It's true.
I feel like there was one hairstylist there, and that hairstylist decided that this was the look for every single woman. I'm going to remark whether or not they have nipple-length curls.
Okay, we've got 1 so far. Next, we have Amber.
Oh, there's something about Amber that just
is it?
stands out. It's
Something different about
she's
her?
not like any of the other women on the entire show.
Or the majority of contestants in the history of the show.
And it's been written about.
Oh, she's African American.
Oh, she's black. That's right. Oh, so that, I mean, like, here's the thing, like, dead serious. I know we're making jokes, but like, it's one thing to have, have this be written about and have it be problematic. It's another thing to not react and to not solve the problem.
Right. Also, this year they've widened the pool. There's 30 women. They usually have like 25 or 26.
Yep.
Couldn't they have given those 4 or 5 extra spots to a little diversity?
I know.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's like, it's been clearly covered. So let's imagine a world where Chris Sewells was like, look, like, guys, like, we have to talk before you cast this season.
Yeah.
I know this is going to sound weird and everything, but I just don't like dating minority women.
Then you find a new bachelor. Like
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Like,
just like- it's like,
we're
dude,
like go for progress. Let's not stand still or go backwards here.
Yeah, and it's not diversity for diversity's sake either. There's 30 women.
Right. Exactly. Like even just having 2 women of color. Like it's just so
Doesn't even make
crazy.
sense.
I know. I can't believe it. Also, while on the topic of Amber,
Go.
asked can't live without. She says teddy bear, mom, best friends, and brother. Teddy bear is a red flag in my
Teddy
opinion.
bear is a huge red flag.
Can't live without it.
Like, you ever see like a grown woman board a plane with a stuffed animal? It's like, what is your deal?
Even bringing a pillow on a plane to me, I think is like a no-go.
Shout out to her for her movie selection: Lion King, Reservoir Dogs, and Bronx Tale. Solid 3.
Yeah,
solid trifecta.
Shows
right there.
range too. Next, Ashley I. She's 26. She's a nanny from Wayne, New Jersey, and she says she can't live without her sister and parents, her best friend, foundation, and mascara. Let's look at her picture. This girl could not be wearing more mascara.
She's wearing a lot of mascara. So here was my initial read about her physically. Again, nipple-length curls. Just want to throw that out there. My initial read was she's either the most attractive woman I've ever seen, or
She has a nice smile.
she's like, or it's just not working. I just haven't. She's got this angle works for her.
She looks like an emoji to me. It's because of like the shape of her face is like a little, and the smile and the big smile. It's just, I don't know.
I like her look.
I think she's pretty too. I want to talk about if you really wanted to impress a man, what would you do? Make him amazing cheeseburgers and watch football with him because that would be fun for me and him. Plus, my football knowledge is impressive.
Okay.
This is a truism. Guys do not want to watch football with girls. Like they just don't. Like girls think that makes them cool, but guys don't actually want that. And then when they get that, they're like, you know what? No, I'm not interested. I think I'll watch football with my guy
I
friends.
think that is a really good point. And like I think it's like it's the equivalent of like a dude being really into like dress shopping.
Right.
It's like a little kind of like, I don't know if I like this about you.
This is not something I actually want to do with my boyfriend.
Yeah, and another thing is like I think there's 2 women that sort of like really watch football. And just let me finish. I know the buzzer's sounded. I'm going overtime a little bit.
This is
here.
important. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
There's one type that's like, you're clearly just doing this Because you like want to seem cool for the guy or the guys, and the guys don't like that. However, if you truly are into it and you have like 3 fantasy teams and you've been a fan of like the Bengals since you were 4, it's actually kind of badass.
I guess. Still, I don't think the strategy actually works, but okay.
Okay, that's fine. We disagree.
Moving on. Ashley S. She's 24.
She looks exactly like Kelly Ripa.
She has an unfortunate picture. She looks uptight in her picture. I'm sorry.
She looks exactly like Kelly Ripa.
But not as cool or charming.
Now, we're just gonna, there's a theme here that's every single year. There's a lot of themes. We're going to touch on all of them, not all at once, but here's one. You are not 24 years old, girl.
No.
You are not. Like, you're pretty. I don't mean, like, I don't want to be disrespectful.
She looks like a gymnast. She's got a gymnast body.
She's got a gymnast body, and she's also got the eyes of a 35-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, she's got crow's feet going on. And some people get crow's feet early. Like, I went gray when I was, like, 22. Like, this happens, but, like...
Is that why you started shaving your head?
No, she's not 24 years old.
No, she's definitely not. Asked if you could be a fictional character, who would you be? Thumbelina, because she's persuaded so many families to become a part of theirs.
I have a question, Juliet.
Yeah.
Who the F is Thumbelina?
I think she's like really tiny or something. I don't know. Actually,
I don't even know.
I meant to Google, but I forgot.
I meant to too, but I was like, you know what? Like, I'm sure I've heard the story of Thumbelina at some point, but it's not like it's stuck. Like, I know all the major stories. And if we haven't had a movie made about you and you're a fairy tale, then you're probably like, you're a bottom of the barrel fairy tale.
Really weird. Also, this doesn't make any sense because she's persuaded by so many families to become a part of theirs. Is she willing to be in any family, like anyone who asks? Like, that's like, I guess, maybe good for like the outcome of The Bachelor, but like for long-term relationship, it's like a little alarming. Just like looking for anything. I just want to say, one of her top 3 all-time favorite movies is 7 Pounds.
What is that movie?
It's a Will Smith movie that no one saw because it was like really weird and didn't make any sense.
I think you're lying. There's no such thing.
And it just doesn't make sense.
No such thing as a Will Smith movie no one saw.
Next, Becca. Becca is 26. She's a chiropractic assistant. She's from San Diego. She's 5'5". And I want to talk about her greatest achievement. What she says is staying and living alone in California when my sister and brother-in-law went back home to Louisiana.
Okay. We both highlighted the exact same things on every one of these.
That's why we're podcast partners.
Here's the thing. That's not an achievement.
That's being an adult.
You're 26
Congratulations.
years old.
You live on your own.
Your greatest achievement is living? No. Like, why would even... It's like... It's almost like when my sister and brother-in-law went back home to Louisiana, it sounds like it's like for a weekend.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's like it's an achievement for a 15-year-old.
You're in San Diego. You're not in, like, Arctic Russia. You're not in Siberia.
I'm sure her brother and sister-in-law were like, okay, we left you 4 frozen pizzas in the fridge. Here's $100. We got you this public transit token, and here's a map to get around. If anything happens, we got you this cell phone, and my number's already speed dial at 1. It's
so absurd.
How could you be proud of that?
I don't know. It's just really, it doesn't make any sense at all. I don't get it. I just don't get it, Becca. Like, dream bigger. Ask for more for yourself.
Seriously. It's like, when you boil this down, it makes it sound cool, like, oh, she was abandoned by her family. That's not what happened. Basically, she lived 4 years after graduating college. She lived.
It doesn't make any sense.
I bet she didn't even pay her own bills.
That's a great point.
I guarantee she didn't mention that. She's just happy. She's proud of herself just making it through the day.
She doesn't know anything about it.
Wait, did you mention that we're giving out worst and first roses?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't actually.
Yeah. We'll tell the people.
We're going to give out some worst impression and first impression roses, just like on The Bachelor.
I gave like half of mine to Becca, but
Wow.
I'm saving. It's kind of like the judges during Olympics gymnastics. You know what I mean? You don't want to give the 10s out early in case someone tops it.
Right.
I might retroactively go back and give Becca just because I hate that answer to her grade.
Leader in the clubhouse for you right now is Becca.
All
Next
right.
we have
Oh God.
Bo.
Oh God. Oh
Bo's
God.
25 and her occupation is plus size model. The first thing I thought when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's why they only have one African American, because they have a plus size model. That makes up for it.
I mean, all right, I'm gonna throw this out there.
She makes it through the first week. She's out week 2.
I've already kind of like resigned to the fact that I'm probably going to hell for the things I say in this podcast.
Sure, me too.
So like while we're already there, let's just go all the way there. Girl, you're not that fly. And not because you're plus size, because you're just not that fly.
Yeah, she's just not that
I've seen plus size models and they're gorgeous.
Barely plus size, also.
Yeah, totally. Another thing.
First of all, that picture's probably photoshopped weirdly because her shoulders are so much wider than her waist, so it's offensive that they did that, A.
Yeah.
B, it's just like she's just not
She's not that
pretty.
cute in the face.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Bo. This is so mean. I also want to say, they all had to fill out these long questionnaires. Only some questions make them on the internet, and like a few of them have like outlier questions. Bo is the only one who had to answer this question. If you could have lunch with 3 people living or dead, who would it be? And I was like, do they put down a food question for her because she's a plus-size model?
No, a couple other people did answer it. I've done a careful reading of this, but there's only a few.
And I was like,
And her answer was?
Beyonce, Rihanna, and Mother Teresa.
Great foursome.
Food is bonding, and every woman loves food.
I feel like Beyonce and Rihanna would talk to each other the whole time. It'd be you and Mother Teresa and have nothing in common.
Beyonce and Rihanna do not like each other because there's always been rumors about Jay-Z and Rihanna.
One quick thing. She wrote, they do Mad Libs. I've never had to blank. If I never had to blank, I would be very happy. And she wrote skydive. First of all, when do you have to skydive? Yeah. There's only one scenario in which you would be forced to skydive. That's if you write that you don't want to be forced to skydive on an application for The Bachelor. Oh, she will be jumping out of a plane.
Good call. I didn't even think about that. Such a no-brainer.
So dumb.
Such a no-brainer. Next we have Britt. Okay, Britt is...
Where did they find a waitress in Hollywood, California that was willing to be on the show?
So shocking.
Where did they find that?
She was like, oh, I can't be on Vanderpump Rules? Fine, I'll be on The Bachelor. She's 27. She's a waitress. She's from Hollywood. Who's your favorite author? David Foster Wallace or Dave Eggers? Hold the phone. What is she doing on the show for real?
Yeah, no, first of all, I like that she did that.
Because are you allowed to read if you can be on The Bachelor?
Totally you're allowed to read and be on The Bachelor.
Great.
What I think she did is I think a lot of women that are on this and they're filling out these questionnaires, they just kind of like do it really quick. Like there's like a timer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like we're doing these segments and they're just like, what are your favorite movies? And they're like, The Notebook. And I think that she was like, she had a second level of consciousness. She's like, when someone reads this, they're going to judge me. So let me go David Foster Wallace and Dave Eggers.
I'm really surprised. And also shout out to Dave Eggers, my former boss.
Yeah.
Used to work for that guy for
Dave Eggers.
3 years. I just can't believe, I don't think David Foster Wallace and The Bachelor have ever met before, but I think he would be happy to be mentioned in the same breath.
If she won the lottery, she said she would like blah, blah, blah with half of it and then give the other half to charity. That's a lie.
No.
It's just a lie.
Like, just like invest it. It's like,
you know what would happen is she would win like $2 million and realize that like the government took 1.4,
Yeah.
and then she'd be like, forget charity.
Keep the rest of it herself.
That's charity right there.
Oh, Britt. Let's move on. She's nothing interesting other than that.
Britt.
Next, Brittany.
Oh God.
Brittany, we're excited about. Let's talk about her shirt.
Let's just talk about it. I mean, like, if you're just listening to this, Brittany is wearing.
Let me describe it.
Yeah, please.
It is sheer on the shoulders and the chest and for the cleavage, and then it's like a pink sheer, and then the rest is like a hot pink tight shirt. It's like basically we can see almost her entire breast, if not the outline of all of it.
Yeah, there's a large percentage of breast showing, but it also looks like a bathing suit that like Joanna Krupa would wear to like a paparazzi shoot
it's also
on
like
the beach.
Or like an 80s aerobics attire.
But not only is she ridiculously looking, her questionnaire is even more ridiculous. Let me allow
Dive in, Jacobs.
Her occupation, WWE Diva in Training. Shout out to that show, I love it. What's your greatest achievement to date? Becoming a WWE Diva and learning to wrestle. What's your most embarrassing moment? Peeing while being attached to a microphone. Or my shorts coming off my very first wrestling match. We get it. You wrestle.
Okay. I will not be happy unless she wrestles another girl on the show. Like,
she's going to wrestle Chris when she gets on a limo. You know that. She's going to let me show you a hold.
You're so good at you're like so many steps ahead of me. I'm so deep in the bio that I can't even see how this plays out.
Yeah, that's how it plays out.
That's a great call. I didn't even think about that. Plus, she's definitely going to be on the show a lot because she has reality TV experience. So she probably knows how to be on camera.
She's never been on the Divas.
That's true.
She's a diva in training.
But she probably is getting ready for that.
She knows what it takes to entertain and what producers want. And she'll be around for a while.
Right.
And also she's kind of sexy.
You think so? I wasn't into her.
I've got a penis.
Okay, good point.
I trumped you in this one.
Is she your Ron?
No, she's not my Ron.
Okay. Carly, up next.
What's happening, Carly?
She's 29. She's a cruise ship singer. She's from Arlington, Texas. She says she can't live without God, family, or mascara again. Curling iron, we can tell, very curly ears, hair. And cut off denim shorts. Great call. Cut off denim shorts are essential. Like looking cool in them is like a really important thing.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And also, I just want to mention that every single woman that we're discussing, if you're just listening to us, has nipple length curls.
Yeah.
Every single one.
I'm going to say that Carly, there's nothing like that special about her, but the denim shorts comment really won me over, and I irrationally like her, and I want to give her my first impression rose.
What the hell are you talking? I will not allow that. Do I get a veto or something? Just look at her face.
I feel bad for her. She's like a weird bite. She's like a kind of an overbite, and I don't know. She's just kind of
looks
boring.
like the creatures that surround David Bowie in the movie Labyrinth.
I don't know. She's like weird about what's the most outrageous thing you've ever done? I had to be a pirate watcher from midnight to 4 a.m. in the Red Sea on my last ship. Yes, you read that right. Correct. Actual pirates, not Captain Hook. She's obviously like not cool.
If you're on a boat.
I'm on a boat.
Okay. If you're on a boat, just allow me to finish. If you're on a boat and you're trusting someone to watch the boat to make sure that we all don't get taken over and potentially die, would you really like task the cruise ship singer with like the night shift on that one?
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Isn't there like I might give her like 12 noon to 4 p.m. You know what I mean? Instead of midnight to 4 a.m.
You're the captain now, Carly.
Yes, you are.
Moving on, Jade. Jade's a babe. I think Jade might be the prettiest of the girls, in my opinion. Also has nipple-length wavy hair.
Yeah.
Also has large breasts. Chris is obviously a boobs man. I mean,
I want to talk about Jade, so we'll cover that in a different one that we don't care as much about because I'm kind of into Jade.
Okay. I think she's absolutely the prettiest. I'm really into her looks.
I'm into her looks too.
Nice smile.
5'4". One thing, her greatest achievement to date was moving to Los Angeles on my own and starting the launch of my business.
Okay, and then
Question: I just want to dig down on that a second.
wait, let's read the follow-up. If you won the lottery, what would you do with your winnings? Launch my business. Has she launched it or what?
No, it's kind of like I'm starting my trip to the moon. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not physically flying to the moon, but I'm starting the process by thinking about going to the moon.
Right.
So I'm also starting the launch of my restaurant, Crunch and Mush. You know what I mean? It's just like
I've announced it, and therefore I've started.
And we are also starting the launch of the Right Reasons Network, in which is just us talking for 24 hours a day.
Right. Second podcast coming in 2015, the Taste Test.
Starting the launch of the network. But one thing I loved is, if you could be a fictional character, who would you be? Everyone else is like Thumbelina or like the Lion King or like whatever.
Something like very immature.
Jane Eyre.
That's a good one.
Ooh, Jade.
She's admirable, a heroine that relies on herself to get back on her feet. She's complex and passionate. That's true.
She's got a sexy face.
Can I give Jade my first impression, Rose?
Yes.
I'm giving it to Jade. Jane Eyre reference plus being a babe has won me over.
Yeah, she's a babe.
Okay. Next, we have Jillian. Okay, Jillian is like probably...
The stance is weird on Jillian.
Really weird stance. Like
is that Photoshop or what?
I think it's a combination of her leaning back and Photoshopped. They have definitely thinned out every single one of these girls. I don't know why they did that.
I don't know why either. Like
they don't obviously
think
don't really
they would know by now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like
and
just weird.
No one's like that's how I want to stand.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like that is like my super ego of posture right there.
Okay, Jillian, something outrageous did happen to her. What's the most outrageous thing you have ever done? I let Mike Tyson feel my bicep, and I let him dangerously close to my ear, but I still have both.
I'm gonna go not outrageous. I disagree.
What was he doing feeling your bicep? Like, what is that? Like
he was flirting with her.
I guess.
That's what he does. I've heard multiple accounts of like, women walking by and like Mike Tyson tried to holler at me, including my wife.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting, huh? So she shouldn't feel that special is what you're saying.
No, and also like it's not that outrageous. Like you had a run-in with Mike Tyson. Like I feel like Mike Tyson is out there.
She has a pet bunny rabbit. What do you think about that?
Well, I think the Bachelor producers are gonna like serve her a meal of rabbit. That's what I would do. And I would have Chris tell her that she had rabbit afterwards.
Oh my God, that'd be so cruel. What if she like reenacted Fatal Attraction or something with Glenn Close and the rabbit and Richard Gere and everything?
I don't think she's going to boil any rabbits.
Okay. All right, moving on. That was
Jillian, we're out on you.
So long. Next, we have Jordan. I love Jordan's hair. It's not that different, but it's like a tiny bit different from everyone else.
It's not on trend to the nose, which is what I like. It's kind of got its own.
It looks natural. She obviously just very recently got her highlights done. They look great. Jordan I'm into her look.
Yeah, I'm into Jordan's look too. Again, like I don't mean to make too much of a thing out of this, but this woman is not 24 years old that's looking at me right now.
No, I'm gonna put her at 27.
Yeah. I think.
You think she's older or younger than me?
No, I think that her daughter's probably 27 years old. Probably. She had her younger.
Asked if you really wanted to impress a man, what would you do? She said, give him a sexy dance because it would turn him on and hopefully lead to more.
All right.
Best answer ever.
I'm giving Jordan my first impression, Rose.
Oh, I like it. Ding, 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 ding.
Let me tell you why.
Oh, my goodness.
3 reasons, Juliet.
Okay, let's hear it.
Most outrageous thing she's ever done. I jumped off the back of a boat bar naked in the British Virgin Islands. I'm not even done with the sentence, but I'm going to talk about it for a second. First of all, a boat bar, whatever that is, I want to be on one all the time.
On a river.
Every day at 5 o'clock,
Yeah.
I want a boat bar to
Sounds
pull
great.
to my office and pick me up.
5 o'clock somewhere.
And she jumped off naked in the British Virgin Islands, which just sounds dope. She's just like being naked and jumping in the ocean for
Love
no
it.
reason.
Sounds
She's not
great.
even done yet, though. And then I was the bartender while the real one took a nap.
We're going over. We're not done with Jordan.
She took a nap.
I know. It's amazing.
The real bartender takes a nap
Oh.
and she just takes over. So the real bartender was probably like stoned or slammered. This bar sounds awesome.
Sounds
I wanna
awesome.
Go to it. If she could be someone else for just one day, who would it be, Juliet?
Britney Spears because she's
Why?
awesome.
Because she's awesome.
That answer I don't love, but
I don't
okay.
think she's seen like a Britney Spears headline in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
You
She's
know what I
still
mean?
thinking like, oops, I did it again, Britney. Oops, I...
Yeah, because she's old. She
Right.
remembers the old Britney.
That's a good point.
If she
Although-
was really 24, like she was like Britney when she was 12. And if she really wanted to impress a man, she would give him a sexy dance because it would turn him on and hopefully lead to more.
It's a great logic. Yes, you should do that.
Here's a dirty secret, women. Dudes like sex.
Yeah.
So use that to your advantage when you're dating somebody. You know what I mean? Dudes like sex. Like, you know what? That's part of this whole mix that we're doing here in the dating scene.
You killed it. I just want to say she claims she's 24 and that her occupation is student. So both those things must be false. Also, I can't believe she hasn't been on reality TV yet. Like, she seems perfect for it.
Well, I mean, when they invented reality TV, she was 30, so it's tricky.
That's true. Okay.
I can't believe I'm dissing her so much because I love her.
I know. I like Jordan too. So let's just recap. You've given your rose to Jordan. I've given mine to Jade.
Mm-hmm.
Next we have Julia, spelled Juelia. Sure, it's not her fault that it's spelled that way, but I'm going to blame her anyway.
Yeah. Here's the thing: is like this podcast, we just put all ethics and morals aside and make fun of people for things they can't control.
Yeah, it's like
it's just what we do.
It's just how we roll here.
I don't really have too much to say to her, so I want to drill down on something here.
Okay.
It seems like every single woman has large breasts.
Every single one.
And you noticed this.
Yes, like from the jump. I was just like, whoa, boobs.
So here's my theory.
Okay.
They all have the same hairstyle. Hers isn't the best example. And they all have these these large breasts. And one of my things I wanted to ask you about was like, is it possible that there's like one stylist that's just like,
has no range?
No, that's just like, hey, yeah, exactly. That has no range. And it's just like, hey, I've got a push-up bras in every size, and I've got those weird little like implant chicken cutlet things that I put in your bra.
Weird thing about Julia, I can't even, like, I don't.
Say it.
I just don't want her.
I'm spelling your name like that for the rest of your life, by the way.
I will be so upset if you do that.
No, this is just going to make me want to do it more.
It looks like she's wearing a sports bra of some kind.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like, she's wearing a push-up sports bra or something, or she's wearing 2 layers. I don't know. She looks like an athlete to me.
They shot her because they shot her from a low angle. Like, you'd only notice, like, the camera's like at her navel. Right. It makes her look like she's like 7 feet tall.
It makes her look like she's like a beach volleyball Olympian or something. Like,
yes.
Out there with like Misty May trainer and
no,
Walsh.
She's like the next generation.
Yeah. Okay. See you on the beach. Next, Caitlin. Caitlin is 30. She's a dance instructor. Looks like she has a huge head from the camera angle, but I don't think she actually does. And I don't know. I think her.
Mark my words. This woman has a huge head. Okay.
They made her arms look incredibly skinny, but like not. I don't know. She just looks like weirdly photoshopped.
She looks strange.
One of her eyes is like open more than the other. I don't know. I don't think it's her fault. I think it's the picture.
If she could be any fictional character, who would she be, Juliet?
April O'Neil, because she gets to hang out with the Ninja Turtles and she's a babe. I don't know.
So
you want
here's
to hang
my
out
prediction.
with humanized turtles? Like, what is that?
Here's my prediction.
Okay.
They're going to go on a private one-on-one date, Caitlin and Chris. And it's going to be one of those weird concert things.
Oh, no.
And what's going to happen
I feel awkward already.
What's going to happen is she's going to be like a really good dancer. And he's going to be like, like a regular dude dancer. And there's nothing worse than that. I've been in one of those relationships where it's like she's like this like incredible dancer and you're there like, I don't even want to do this.
She's like literally like dancing around.
Yeah, like, can we go see a movie? You know what I mean?
Can we sit down now?
Yeah, exactly.
And then if you won the lottery, what would you do with your winnings? Pay back my parents. Everyone says that. Buy an island and make it into a land of pirates. It would be called Yarland.
I'm going the other way with that. I like that.
You like that?
It's just stupid.
It makes me think of mini golf in Pirates Cove. Have you ever been to a Pirates Cove? You had.
Man.
You're from New England.
Hell yeah.
Okay. After Caitlin, we have
Oh, God. I know it's coming.
Kara. Oh, my God.
Look at the outfit. And if you're just listening to this, I just want to explain it. She's got like a really, really tight leopard print torso. And then on the outsides, she's got sheer 2 parachutes on her arms from her shoulders to her elbow.
It's kind of like the puffy shirt that Jerry Seinfeld had to wear on Seinfeld, but for a woman and in the year 2014.
And really, really bad.
And really ugly. Also, she claims she's 25 and she looks like she's 40. She looks like Aunt Becky, like a bizarro Aunt Becky from Full House.
Oh, yeah. She does look like a bizarro Aunt Becky from Full House.
Yeah.
But to me, it looks like she was running from the police wearing like a red sweater. And like she heard the APB was like blonde woman, red sweater. And then she ran into like Lion King into the wardrobe section and just grabbed whatever she could find and then walked out and put some sunglasses on and played it cool.
I don't know what this outfit is, but it's really bad. It's almost like she has like stockings on her arms or something. I don't know.
But here, she's fashion focused. If she really wanted to impress a man, what would she do? Be myself and wear a sexy yet tasteful outfit. This is what she thinks is sexy yet tasteful.
She's out in the first 3 weeks, without a doubt.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think this is weird. If you could be someone else for just one day, who would you be?
A 25-year-old.
That's her dream. Her other dream is my future husband, so I'd know who he is and what he's like and what goes on in his head. Don't you want a little mystery? Like, I don't like that answer. I think it's weird.
It's like, listen, as a married guy, there's no secrets. You're gonna find that out eventually. Like you don't want to know that stuff.
Delay it for as long as possible.
Exactly. Like, it gets boring real quick when you know about everything about somebody.
Next, we have Kelsey. She's 28, guidance counselor from Austin, Texas. She's 5'5". She's cute.
I'm in.
Yeah, she seems kind of normal. Guidance counselor's like a real job.
I really like Kelsey.
You do?
I really do like
Tell me
Kelsey.
why, because I have one knock against her, but I want to hear.
Here's one thing. It's like when you go through it, like I've been going through these writing the column and preparing for this podcast, and it's kind of like they're so sort of carbon copies of each other. She jumps off the page, not just because she's got like a bob haircut and she's a brunette. She's got a nice smile. She's got really good skin.
Yeah, she's pretty. She also looks like they didn't Photoshop her that much.
And not just that, her three favorite movies: Good Will Hunting,
love it.
What About Bob,
love it even more,
and Mean Girls. I think What About Bob is one of the most underappreciated movies
really good.
that like ever happened.
I love it. Also, that's near my camp, so it takes place near my camp. So thanks for bringing that up.
Oh my god. You can work your camp into any podcast.
It's been a few weeks since I mentioned it, okay?
Okay. You know, it's been a few decades since you went there, right?
Whatever. Good Will Hunting, great answer, too.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I was just rewatching some clips, very emotional.
Yeah, I'm in on Kelsey.
Me too, she seems cool.
Because just one quick thing about her biggest date fear, I want to make you say it.
Okay. Her biggest date fear is diarrhea.
Comes up a lot. It's another theme. It's kind of like...
Do these girls get diarrhea all the time? Do they have IBS? That's not common. That's not like it just also doesn't happen spontaneously on a date like that. Unless you're really nervous.
Everybody says that.
Kimberly.
Unless you're nervous. What are you talking about?
Snooze on her.
Kimberly.
I'm just giving her a snooze. I don't care.
I'm just going to say this. She's got Drake's eyes.
I can see it in your eyes. You're angry. Moving on.
What the hell was that?
Shot for You by Drake.
Oh, one quick thing. One of her favorite movies, Another Earth. I had to Google it. I've never even heard of it before. Do you know what that movie's about?
No.
Guess what? Another Earth. No one's ever seen it before.
Next, Mackenzie.
In on Mackenzie.
She claims she's 21, though, Jacoby. Come on. This girl's not 21.
First of all,
she looks like, you know what she looks like to me? Lindsay from Real World Seattle.
Yep.
Similar hair, similar look.
That's a bad thing?
No, it's good.
She might be Lindsay from Real World Seattle.
Lindsay from Real World Seattle is probably the greatest female to ever be on reality TV.
Oh, I would say that Janet, from her own season, outshined her.
Disagree. I mean, them together is like the greatest power couple in the history of the show.
It's hard, you know.
But
Abbott Costello, like they are a group.
Okay, moving on. Back to Mackenzie.
Back to Lindsay. One of her favorite movies, the only one that matters, is Pineapple Express. Mackenzie smokes weed.
She's from Washington State, too.
There is no one whose
chill.
favorite movie is Pineapple Express that doesn't smoke weed. I like Mackenzie.
Yeah, she's cool. Also, if you could be someone else for just one day, who would you be? Mila Kunis? Yes, she is perfect, Mackenzie. Correct.
It looks like Mila Kunis.
A little bit.
Yeah. What do you think about Mila Kunis' Jim Beam campaign? Where
I haven't seen it.
What?
I don't watch commercials.
What?
I don't know. They just don't penetrate. Like they're on.
You cannot get through a podcast without saying something that just completely doesn't make any sense and makes you seem like an alien.
Okay, we're moving on. Mackenzie, we like you. Megan. She's 24. She's a makeup artist. Lots of makeup enthusiasts in this crowd. Like, just a lot of them.
She needs it.
That is not nice.
Not nice at all. I'm allowed to be mean on this one.
True.
Come on.
It looks like her shirt was, like, photoshopped on after the fact. Like, everything about her torso doesn't look real.
It doesn't look right.
Based on pictures alone, it looks like she's breast implants. I don't know if she does, but it really looks that way.
Because there's this thing, it kind of made it, they kind of like, I think there's some like photoshopping, shadowing.
Like two perfectly round.
Exactly. There's this shadowing going on that makes all these women look like they have like abnormally large breasts.
I believe her at 24, though. I'm going to say that. I believe 24.
I believe that she's a makeup artist, too.
She says she can't live without blah, 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 water, blah, blah, blah.
Here's a question.
Okay.
Her worst date memory. Well, my adventurous self went and got way too drunk. He watched me throw up in my purse. Haha, it was awful. Question for you. I've never carried a purse. Why not throw up on the ground? Why the purse? You own the purse.
It must have been a mistake unless...
No. in my purse.
I know, but like, I'm not saying she didn't do that, but she probably just like wanted like any receptacle and just went for the purse. I don't know why you would do it, Jacoby.
Why would you do that?
I would never do that. I would throw mine as far away as possible because it was probably something I really care about. I love bags.
And you always get like a 20-second throw up warning.
Yeah, of course.
And in that time, you should get yourself to a place where you can throw up.
Pull your hair back. Get rid of your bag.
Yeah, get just like, but not in your purse.
It's
it doesn't
really
make
gross.
any sense to me.
It's just disgusting to think about. Like containing vomit anywhere is gross, particularly one of your own possessions.
Yeah. Well, if you think that's disgusting, wait till the next 17 women mention diarrhea.
Next, we have Michelle.
Oh, what's her occupation, Juliet?
Wedding cake decorator. Michelle's very pretty.
I'm moving on.
Really?
After Jade, you know?
True. Also, this could just be a deceptive angle, I have to say.
Yeah. No, I mean, they're let me just go one quick take on this thing.
Okay.
They're like a school of fish. They're all sevens. And when you look at 30 of them together, you're like, oh my God, there's so many gorgeous women. But if you isolate each one and evaluate,
it starts to fall apart a little
does.
bit. It's like a Monet from far away. Very attractive as you up close.
Yeah.
Clueless joke. I don't know if you got that.
Okay, I got you.
If you could be a fictional character, who would you be? Giselle from Enchanted, because she's always happy. She makes cute clothes. Animals clean her house for her, and she has a good singing voice. Jacoby, have you seen Enchanted?
No.
Okay, it's about Amy Adams is cartoon character becomes a real life character and like then lives in the real world but doesn't know anything because she's a cartoon. So this woman wants to be like a stupid cartoon who's living in the real world.
I mean,
and has animals clean her house.
A lot of Utahns here, but that's an interesting fictional character to desire to be.
It's really weird.
But I want to give her some props because I think that we're too mean on this podcast, but I enjoy it. But I want to give her some props. If you really want to impress a man, what would you do? Laugh at his jokes to make him feel funny.
Good idea.
Ask him questions about himself to make him feel special,
Also
and
good idea.
show I'm interested.
Yeah, this makes sense. Smart.
Pretty much
what you do.
That's the perfect thing to do. You don't have to be interested. You don't have to think he's
pretend
funny.
you are.
That'll work on every dude forever. Also, show your boobs.
Nicole. She's 31. Very unfortunate photo. She looks like she's about to have diarrhea. She looks so uncomfortable.
And again, she looks like she has some naturally large breasts. I hate to keep harping on it, but it's just strange.
It's so weird. And
it's strange.
Also, they're all wearing quote unquote jewel tones, like like coral and.
Ooh, what are jewel tones?
Like when you go to a Bachelor taping, they tell you to wear jewel tones. Like
really?
Yeah.
What do they look like?
They're like these they look like precious stones, but like not diamonds. They're like green, like warm greens and reds and coral and like colors like that. And it, for some reason, I feel like accentuates their chest area. I don't know. It's so weird. But Nicole had a good take, which was they're asked to fill in the blank. I hate it when blank, 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 ... One of them, she said, is rude to the staff, like waiters. And I agree. That's like one of the most horrible qualities, someone who's rude to servers.
I like this. What's your greatest achievement to date? Being successful enough to have the means and ability to travel wherever I want.
I like it. Independent
Real
woman.
estate must be booming in Arizona. Travel wherever she wants. She's like, yeah, I'm in the Maldives. I'm in San Tropez on a yacht with Dr. Dre. Like, whoa, Nicole.
I'm on a yacht.
What are you selling in? What's going on in Scottsdale?
It's true. One thing we have to say about Nicole is she's 31 and she cops to it. So shout out to you for being honest about your age. You think she's older?
I don't know. Like, I'm so lost in this now that I can't.
I just want to say, by the way, that real estate in Arizona is not booming. That was like ground zero of the recession, of the mortgage crisis. But whatever. Maybe Nicole made money off of it.
Yeah,
Next. Okay, now we've got Nikki.
N-I-K-K-I.
N-I-K-K-I. First of all, she looks like Snooki, doesn't she?
Yeah, well, much better looking Snooki.
Snooki eyes.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
Yeah, she's got a Snooki vibe for sure.
She's
Hometown New York City. City kid, or like me, moved there and claims they're from New York?
Definitely not a city kid.
Yeah.
Not a city kid.
I think she's like a Jacoby. She like moved there when she was like in college or whatever,
Yeah.
and then claims to be from there.
She's not a city kid.
Falsifies documents.
This city kid calls her bluff on that one.
Yeah, I'm calling her bluff on that too.
She's 26. Okay, fine, maybe. 5'8". Can't live without carrots?
I like that.
No, everyone can live without carrots.
She likes carrots.
I mean,
She
whatever.
likes carrots. I liked it.
I forgot. I skipped her occupation. Former NFL cheerleader. Game over. Like, come on.
That's not an occupation.
Oh, so it's just like, fine, you're going to go far. Thanks for letting us know from the jump.
I love this one. Greatest achievement to date, blah, 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 being a cheerleader. Then it was signing with Wilhelmina Models. Girl,
Nah,
someone's got to tell you this.
not a model.
You're the type of model that wears a Bud Light t-shirt and like hands out like koozies.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you stand next to like rotating cars.
You're
the type of model that you are. They don't even accept you for catalog jobs.
She just, she should go with the side part. I don't know, Nikki. I just not feeling you.
Nope.
Also,
She's got the same hair as everybody else.
And the middle part, though, were they all doing that?
No, I just mean curls.
I don't know. I just feel like it's not fair to be a former NFL cheerleader on these shows. It ensures that you'll stay longer.
We're going to spend probably 5 minutes on this next person.
Okay, so the next one is Regan.
Regan, not Reagan.
Regan.
Regan.
Regan looks very severe. That's the first thing I want to say. That square jaw, very severe.
That's like what I wrote in the columns. It's like she's like she's got that alpha woman vibe. Like she's like she's never late to a meeting, and she's got her
a treadmill
scheduled. She's got a treadmill desk. Like she just seems very
always in heels and like will never let you know her feet hurt.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly who I think she is. What does she do for a living?
She's a cadaver tissue saleswoman.
Okay.
So when I first read that, I thought it meant like some kind of like paper, like tissue material that like lines like a body bag or a casket. Like that's what I was imagining.
Wait. Say that again. I just want to make sure I heard that right.
Like, you know,
when you read cadaver tissue saleswomen, you thought that meant what?
Like, you know, when you go to the doctor and there's like the paper on the examination table?
Yes.
There's like tissue paper.
Yes.
That's what I thought it was. You knew what cadaver tissue was?
Yes.
You did?
It's tissue inside dead bodies.
Well, now I know that because I Googled it and I found out there's like the black market where they sell cadaver tissue.
So I just want to go back to what you thought it was originally. You thought it was tissue that they place inside caskets or the tissue that they pull out and put on top of examination.
I thought it was like, F the alarm. We're not done here. I thought it was like a secondary like market to like I thought it was like a cottage industry that was part of like
so you think like when you go to the doctor and they stretch out that tissue and they like have you sit on it as a live human being, you think they call that cadaver tissue?
I thought it was similar. I thought it was a piece of paper that was specific to cadavers but similar to what I as a live human.
Think she like finishes her second workout of the day, looks at her daily planner, realizes that she's 10 seconds late for a meeting at a hospital, walks in with a briefcase and her heels and her pants.
Not a briefcase, she's got like a roll of tissue paper.
Yeah, and then she
says, roll.
I have a meeting with the head doctor. I've got some really interesting innovations in the examining tissue industry.
This is why I thought that.
Sale. We've got a sale. Flag Day sale.
I saw her picture first, and I was like, oh, she must be in sales. Like, I'm not surprised she's in sales. You have to kind of like be aggressive, but also attractive. And like pharmaceutical women are like, based on the stereotypes from ER, are like very pretty and kind of like Regan.
I feel like a lot of your opinions are based on stereotypes from ER.
I love that show. Absolutely.
I know you do.
Absolutely. So yeah, so I was shocked to find that she's like, but then I was reading about how there's like a whole black market of cadaver tissue sales. So that made me very uncomfortable.
Makes me feel bad. But this made me feel uncomfortable as well.
Okay.
If she really wanted to impress a man, she would what, Juliet?
I would keep my mouth shut. Smiley face. Seriously, I think just being supportive and listening to what they have to say works best.
One thing I want to point out, works best. So it's not like
so she's tried different tactics.
Yeah, it's like she's like she's workshopped this, and she's like, I really just shut up. It's like honestly, like it gives me like reading all of these gives me a little bit of insight into sort of like how women approach wooing a man. It's a lot more tactical than I expected.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's kind of just like like they all just want to listen to themselves talk, much like I'm doing right now on this podcast.
Yeah,
and it's just like. We all just kind of sit there and just want to talk about ourselves. Isn't that just everybody?
I mean, it's guys more than women.
You think so?
Oh, my God. I can't even tell you the number of dates I've been on where I haven't asked a single question about myself.
Really?
Yeah. And then you're just like, whatever. More of the same. Like, that's fine.
Well, keep your mouth shut.
I just want to say...
Listen, be supportive.
Regan, to me, is the perfect villain name. Like, if I was, like, writing a movie... Like, if I was doing Mean Girls 2, I would suggest they change Regina to Regan because it's, like, just perfect. And... I just think being a cadaver tissue saleswoman with her look, she's going to be the villain of the show. Women are going to hate her. Also because she's going to like just like put Chris on a pedestal and like be supportive.
I've got her marked for my worst impression, Rose, but I'm saving it.
Whoa.
I'm saving it. It's like when they go on the date, they're like, I'm not going to give this to anybody.
Next, moving on. Samantha,
I find her attractive.
What? Get out of here. Come on. No.
You're serious with me?
Yeah, I think she's like down, like looks like a Martian.
Yeah, an extremely hot Martian sent to the planet to like reproduce.
No, come on, Jacoby.
Okay. Icy blue eyes. Pitch black hair.
None of the pieces.
Okay, just say that again. Say, blue eyes, black hair. Always works.
She's got the pieces, they just don't go together for me.
They're going together for me.
all right. I'm floored by this. I can't believe it. Of all of these women, I can't believe this is one. You're like, yeah, I'm into her.
I can't believe that you're floored by this when you're like over here being like, I hate air. like, oh, I can't stand shoes. I've never said the word "the" in my entire life. Like, what?
There's a red flag about Samantha, though.
Oh, yeah, I've got one, too.
So, of the questions she was asked to answer, one of them was, how important is your family's approval to you when it concerns dating a certain someone and why? To me, this is foreshadowing that she might go far, but there'll be family problems. I think she's got some family issues.
I've got red flags. First of all, my 3.5-pound teacup Maltese is her most important thing in her world. Here's another thing.
Tiny dogs.
Ladies, like, if you're dating a dude and you've got a tiny dog, like, wait till, like,
the
10.
I'm about to say 10th date.
Even mention it.
Yeah.
Like, don't even mention it. Don't show us pictures. Like, none of that. And one more thing. Oh, she's a fashion designer. She lives in Los Angeles.
Well, we don't have any of those here.
In Iowa. Like, how many people have launched a fashion career out of Iowa? Like, I don't think, like, Jean Vervados and, like, John Galliano are, like, Iowans. You know what I mean?
It's a really good point. She's not
Warren
ready.
Buffett there, though? Maybe you can get that Buffett
He's in
money.
Omaha, Nebraska, so maybe she should go there.
Quick drive.
Is it?
I don't know.
No, it's not.
It's a drive. You can get there
Actually,
in a car.
I take it back. I think Iowa and Nebraska are border states.
Yeah.
My bad.
Thank you very much.
My bad. Okay.
Yeah, so you just go with the coastal states. I hit all 50.
Yo, only one of us went to college in the Midwest.
Good point. Good point.
Tandra. So she's from Sandy, Utah. I just want to say that's where they lived on Big Love.
A lot of Utah people.
And they must have had a big casting call there. You know who else was from Utah? Was Brooks. So maybe they feel like it's like a sweet spot.
Yeah.
But that's where they're from in Big Love, a TV show that is underappreciated. Next, she says, by the way, she's 30. She's an executive assistant. That's good. She's organized. 5'11", also good.
5'11's nice. That's height. That's height.
Yeah. I think she's got potential. Weird picture, but I think she's probably pretty.
Yeah.
Describe the worst first date you've ever been on. No joke. A guy took me to a wedding reception as a first date once. It was so awkward. Girl, that's a great first date.
Great first date. He's clearly interested. He clearly wants to show you off. He's into you. And wait, let me get this straight. A wedding reception, not even the ceremony.
Yeah,
okay?
It's great.
What does a wedding reception consist of, Juliet?
An open bar, dancing, people in a great mood,
food,
free food,
yeah,
and just good happiness.
Yeah,
that sounds like a great first date.
Great first date. Also, biggest date fear. I've never really thought about that before. Why even write that, okay? And then second, maybe peeing in my pants from laughing so hard or something. If I was on a first date with a woman and she peed her pants from laughing so hard, it would be a great callback joke for the rest of our relationship.
Right, and also,
obviously we're having a great time.
You'd be like, wow, look, she thinks I'm so funny.
Yeah, exactly. And it would be, or something happened or whatever, and then we'd like, we'd work something out, we'd get her some pants to switch out of or whatever. It would be a great first date.
I think we just know that Tandra's uptight, so that sucks.
Be
okay.
uptight.
Okay, we're also going over
no.
the 90 seconds here.
No.
I just want to say that if we go to hell, it's because of this next conversation.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay, then if I go to hell, I don't believe that. But anyway,
You want to dig down on that, or should we just move on? Okay, cool.
Tara, she's 26. Her hometown is Fort Lauderdale. She's 5'10". She has no tattoos. Her occupation, Tara, sport fishing enthusiast. That is not an occupation.
That's less of an occupation than former NFL cheerleader.
That's less of an occupation than WWE diva in training.
At least you were once paid to be an NFL cheerleader, and now you're not anymore. No one gets paid to be an enthusiast of something. I'm a reality television enthusiast. No one's paying me money for it.
I'm a coffee enthusiast.
Yeah.
I'm a flannel enthusiast.
Exactly.
Like, these are all things I like. Yes. Is that an occupation?
I'm a
No.
smoothie enthusiast.
I like pressed juice. Does that make me like, that just makes me annoying. That doesn't make me it's not my job.
Not an occupation.
That's just insane. And if that's what you're putting down here, then that leads me to believe one of a few things. A, you've never had a job a day in your life. B, you're really rich, so you don't need to have a job and you can just be really into sport fishing. Or C, you don't know what occupation means. Any of these answers.
One of those, all of those.
All bad.
Here's my prediction for Tara. Is what they've done is she's like the country girl cliche. You know what I mean? Like she's gonna come in with camo on or whatever and be like, I love to hunt and fish and me and you like can't live without chocolate, nail file, whiskey, interesting, and beeve, my stuffed animal beaver that I've had since birth. And then the ocean. Like there's a lot of like errors in these, in these bios.
Can't we get like a Megan Crite to look it over?
Yeah,
Copy editor.
Yeah, like they don't kill the parentheses, so it just says beef, my stuffed animal beaver that I've had since birth, the ocean. It's like, what?
It makes her look bad. But you want to know what? I'm giving Tara my worst because if you don't have a job, I can't get down with you. I'm sorry.
I think She ain't fly.
No, she ain't fly. Also, the way they photoshopped it, there's like a shadow over her armpit that makes it look like she's pit stains.
What does being married mean to you? It means legal documentation that you're forever committed and loyal to your best friend.
What's this, 90 Day Fiance? Legal documentation?
What's going on?
Wrong show, sister.
Yeah, for real.
Moving on. We have got Tracy. I like the name Tracy.
I like Tracy. First of all, Tracy looks exactly like who? We have not pre-produced this thing. Who does she look exactly like?
Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Exactly like Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
She look very 90210, Valerie Malone.
Yeah, she looks good.
She's pretty. She's very, very pretty.
Yeah, I like her look.
I do too. She also looks like she's muscular arms, and she looks nice in red. She selected a nice color for herself.
Well, I mean, she can't live without mascara, face wash, gum, and phone.
I mean, those are like honestly like 4 staples of everyday life. Like, come on. Yes, we all can.
Face wash?
Yeah.
I don't use face wash.
Oh my God, I love face wash. I have like a wide array. I love to buy new ones.
Don't use face wash.
What a guy. Okay, also chocolate. You can live without chocolate.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's like a cute thing to say.
You know, it's my turn to say something crazy in the podcast.
All right.
Chocolate's kind of overrated.
Oh my God, come on.
It's overrated.
Come on.
It's overrated.
That's just not true. Like my stance is no chocolate, not interested when it comes to candy. Like I don't want just like a Skittle.
No now or laters?
No. No. I like them like for the service of like trying out a new
Save
candy.
it for the Taste Test podcast,
Okay.
launching 2015, early January.
See you then. I don't have a lot to say about Tracy.
Occupation?
She seems normal. 4th grade teacher. It's
great occupation.
very sweet. I like Tracy.
Occupation. I like Tracy too.
Therefore, I have like not a lot to say about her.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving
what do
on.
you want to say? Nice things?
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here.
Okay, Trina.
What's her biggest date fear?
First of all, she's 33. So that means she's probably really 37.
Who knows? I don't know why they allow them to lie like this. I honestly think the producers like just fill in whatever you want.
Also, that necklace is very aggressive.
There are a few aggressive necklaces in this series, I've noticed.
It's a very special ed like teacher necklace, I think.
I don't even know what that means.
Like if I was casting like a movie with a special ed teacher, like they would wear a big necklace.
Start with
like
that necklace?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel weird about some of the girls who are wearing like a double layer. Again, it looks like she's wearing a sports bra underneath her shirt. What is that?
Absolutely does.
I don't know. That's not attractive. Also, like they couldn't even give her really cleavage, so she must really not have boobs.
They tried.
They tried. They couldn't really do it.
Someone put a little shadow in there in Photoshop.
Her biggest date fear. She's 33. Keep in mind, she's a teacher. Biggest date fear is, quote, eating something that gives me die, as in diarrhea. Why are these girls so
Why do they keep
scared?
mentioning this?
Diarrhea.
What is going on?
So weird.
How frequent does this happen?
I don't know. Never, as far as I know.
It's like, even if that is your biggest fear, when you're filling out an application that's going to be public, like,
For a
just
dating
mention something
show.
else.
For a-
Like, how about, like, I get kidnapped?
Or like
You
I
know
have
what I
like
mean?
boogers, and I don't know.
Yeah,
about
just you can go somewhere else
Kidnapped.
besides there.
Jacoby.
That's my biggest fear. Like, the world ends. Seriously.
But that would suck to like have the world end like a tidal wave and you're on a bad date. What a shitty way to go out.
Terrible way to go out.
What's
Also, if
that?
she was any fruit or vegetable, she'd be a coconut.
Okay, Whitney.
Whitney's our last one.
I think that Whitney is another like Regan type alpha female.
I'm giving Regan my worst
Okay.
impression rose.
It's decided.
It's a black wilted rose.
Whitney is 29. She's a fertility nurse. That's like a kind of intense job.
Yes.
She's from Chicago, which is, as we know, the bastion of post-bachelor life. So that's good for her. She's living in the
probably
right city.
dated at least one ex-bachelor guy.
Oh my God! I just for some reason got a premonition. I feel like she's hooked up with Normcore Nick already. For some
Yes.
reason, he lives in Chicago. She lives in Chicago.
Yeah.
I could totally see them together. She has one tattoo. Can't live without. Interesting list here. My planner, totally old school, like it. Money, okay. My job, have to pay bills, practical.
But money and my job are the same thing,
It's
kinda.
True. Razor, can't stand hair. That's an interesting thing to put on there. It's like suggestive, in my opinion.
It is very suggestive.
It's like, okay, so that's where you're going with this.
Yeah.
You're getting real. So
It means that she shaves her legs.
yes, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I just feel like this girl is competitive. Like, I don't know.
Biggest date fear.
Falling or spilling my drink.
I mean, everything is on the table in existence.
Everything.
That you're most scared of spilling your drink?
Don't these
The
girls...
guy could murder you.
That's a great point.
He could murder you.
I'm trying to think of like what I would say, like if I was filling it, not necessarily the truth, but like if I was like filling out a questionnaire. Like I think my biggest fear would be, I don't know, like I think I might say with like getting stood up because then it's like the date doesn't even happen. Because all of these things, if if you fall, it's like, oh my God, like I tell you about my night. Last night I fell. Or, oh, I spilled my drink and then it got like awkward. These are stories.
What's the Juliet dating motto?
I'd rather have horror stories than zero stories.
Exactly.
If you get stood up, there's not even a story, and that's just like so embarrassing.
Yeah, you don't even want to tell your friends that you got stood up. It's embarrassing.
Right. Like if there's not a story to tell, that's when you've really lost on your date. Like,
I'm still going with kidnapping. With kidnapping on that one.
Fine. Let me take your temperature. Like, how are you feeling? We've gone through all 30 girls. Like, what's your level of excitement? And
here's the thing. I'm cautious.
Okay.
I was really into Juan Pablo.
Juan Pobs, yeah.
I was really into him before. Do you remember how exciting that was? And like, one thing I've learned, like after like my 18th year at Grantland, is like being excited for something about to start is always better than actually living it.
We live for anticipation here at Grantland.com.
It's really all about previewing stuff that hasn't happened yet, which is really exciting. So like my excitement for the season is probably the highest it's going to be throughout the entire season.
I'm excited too. Although I will say I'm not a Chris fan. You are. So yeah. I have low expectations for him, which probably will suit me well.
I like any man that wears overalls for function, not for style.
Interesting.
It's like if you wear overalls, like, and you're like, there's a dude on my block that wears overalls, and he clearly just like does it because he doesn't care, and he walks his dogs. I'm just like, that guy is the best.
Interesting. Yeah, I support that. I guess also like for dudes, like you have limited pocket space. You don't have a purse, so overalls.
One thing I was a little disappointed by is I didn't see anyone that jumped out to me as obviously crazy.
It's true, except for Regan.
Regan's obviously crazy.
Yeah,
but like there was no kind of like outliers. They were all very much down the middle.
I think also they really did Photoshop them in a way that's like almost distracting. It's like you all look a little too Stepfordy right now.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to meeting these gals. We still got a month to go, basically.
When does this thing launch?
Like right after the New Year, first Monday in January. So I think that's
here before you know it.
I know
because the way Christmas the holidays fall, it's over. Like it'll be upon us before we know.
It's going to be interesting. How will we juggle these newfound loves of Vanderpump Rules and TLC programming with our first love, The Bachelor? It's like we're going to go on a real journey with Chris.
White people problems.
White people problems. Thanks so much for listening. This was really fun. I have no idea if this is a long or short pod because I had such a great time. We'll be back next week.
Yes, we will. That'll probably be our last one before the
Bachelor's back.
Maybe we'll do something special.
Yeah, maybe. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend.
Listing all the topics that your favorite Grantland podcasters are talking about. If you click the topics, you can skim around and choose your own podcast adventure. Subscribe to the Grantland Podcast channel to blaze your own trail on this sonic journey.